Because chill games are not an established genre, I find myself keeping an open mind and being willing to try games that belong to any genre. Most people will turn to farming simulators a la Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, but because those games can only hold my attention for however long it takes me to learn their mechanics, I've continued to look outside of that farming simulator box, and I've found the low-key experiences I'm looking for in some unlikely places. Most people are going to have a preconceived notion of what a racing game is, and if you're close to my age, your preconception may be tinted by the arcade racers we grew up with in the 90s. Those games were loud and fast and designed to be extremely difficult because there were limited gameplay modes, levels, or cars. The amount of content and also the amount of profitability in a game like that depends almost entirely on its replayability. Video games have come a long way since then, and these racing games are no exception. They're more accurately referred to these days as driving games, and the distinction is not lost on me. Gone is the sweaty grip and the inexplicable rubber banding. Video games are now designed with beautiful open worlds that players are supposed to spend countless hours in, and the Crew Motorfest is a great example of how car-centric video games have evolved along with the medium. Here are 10 reasons why the Crew Motorfest is more chill than you'd expect. Might as well say right now, it's going to be pretty obvious that I had a script written for the introduction and a script written for the outro, but I'm going to go off script for the points because they're easy to talk about and I hate sounding like a robot. So, number 1, instant gameplay. What's great about the Crew Motorfest and the other Crew game that I played, I think it was called The Crew 2, was that you can just turn it on and start playing. The benefit to that is you don't have a story that you need to remember where you left off. There aren't a bunch of like really intricate controls or game mechanics or some NPC you were supposed to talk to or some door you were supposed to go through that, you know, maybe the next time that you load into your save, you forget that you were supposed to do those things. I don't know. I'm making it more complicated than it has to be. What's awesome about the Crew Motorfest is you can turn it on, and if you want to, just start playing, pick it up and play. Number 2 is multiple activities to choose from. There are a ton of different, just general, they're not like missions really, but, activities, I guess. Quests, I don't know, they're not really quests either, but like different races. There's airplane races and boat races and car races. And then within all of these different types of vehicles, there are different types of races and different challenges you can do. The races themselves have variations. You know, some of the races are like point A to B. Some of them are in laps. And then, you know, there's drag races. There's these kind of unique sort of quirky challenges where like you'll just be driving around and, an obstacle course may appear or you'll have to outrun this I don't know, it's just a bubble that chases you, but you have to outrun the bubble, meaning you have to get away, you have to reach a certain distance before a certain amount of time has passed. So, there's no shortage of things to do, and for me, the way that I like to play games is to try and do nothing, as often as possible, and the Crew Motorfest really does let you just, you don't have to engage with any of these activities if you don't want to. I've spent a lot of time driving around in the first-person camera mode, like at the speed limit, or just trying to take in the sights of Hawaii and like immersing myself in some sort of makeshift driving simulator, and the game is totally cool with me doing that. It does not force me to do any sort of missions at all. Number 3 is the beautiful open world graphics. Kind of speaks for itself, and you'll see plenty of examples of this without me having to show you specifically how good the graphics are or how pretty, Hawaii is to look at in this video game. But it definitely adds to the relaxing vibe of the game when you're driving around in a paradise, in a jungle paradise. And Hawaii has a full day-night cycle, so you get the sunsets and the sunrises and, just all kinds of dynamic, really, really pretty views all over the islands. Number 4 is no violence. Personally, I think Darkest Dungeon or Persona, like that turn-based violence, comes across, even though it's gruesome and gory and still violence, it's generally a little bit more chill way to consume it, as opposed to just being your third person, assault rifle guy who mows down hordes of people. I don't necessarily equate that to being a very chill experience necessarily, and it's refreshing to see a polished, fully realized video game that doesn't revolve around harming anybody ever throughout the whole duration of it. Number 5 is the dynamic difficulty. This is really, really cool, and the Crew 2 did this as well. You can choose your own difficulty, which automatically makes things more chill, but the game will actually, scale itself to your skills. And I'm not going to suggest that it's like an airtight process and the game is amazing at doing that, but it will, if you're flying through and winning a bunch of races with by like a minute or something, and the game is seeing that you're just, I think it even says you're having no trouble at all on the current difficulty, would you like to increase it? And if you choose no, you're welcome to my world. But if you do choose yes, it's not just going to automatically make it like, Dark Souls of racing. It incrementally, turns off some of the like aids and assist features. So I kind of recommend doing it, because so far it hasn't really burned me. Like, I've accepted it a couple times and I haven't had to go back and be like, oh my god, it got too hard. And I'm not good at this game. So the dynamic difficulty is definitely a chill thing. Number 6 is infinite attempts at races. There's no stakes. I mean, there's winning and losing, which is kind of not chill, but like there's no penalty for losing. In fact, you get like XP and you can still win, I think, some money and stuff from not winning the race. I usually win because the difficulty is pretty low, and the game's pretty chill. It's like the goal is usually to finish in the top 3, knowing that the race is only like 3 or 4 minutes. I think some of the longer ones are like 6 or 7 minutes, but still, like, as far as runs go in a game, to screw up, some levels in games or some dungeons, and fail it, it's like, oh good, that was 45 minutes down the drain. But with the Crew Motorfest, if you lose, it's just, let me just hold down the X button and try again. So yeah, so the game definitely wants you to succeed, and win and progress, and that's definitely chill. Number 7 is an indestructible car. I'm not a good driver. Well, I'm a good driver in real life, I think. Very, very minimal complaints. But in video games, I'm not that good. And especially when I'm going like 180 miles an hour. It's a good thing I've never gone 180 miles per hour in real life based on my video game experiences. But like in GTA, if I'm driving reckless, my car will explode, or I'll kill a bunch of people and the cops will come after me and stuff. And those repercussions don't really exist in the Crew Motorfest. Your car can't explode. I've done some bad driving already and not exploded my car, so I'm pretty sure that if I can't explode the car, it can't explode. Number 8 is the rewind feature. So this goes hand in hand with my admission that I'm a bad driver in this game. There's a rewind button. If you hold the triangle button, you can rewind time. It seems that's like 13 seconds, I think, something random like that. But yeah, you can undo a bad turn or getting, worst case scenario, like driving off the track or missing a checkpoint or something. You can rewind and undo that and just keep going. So even though, like I said, it's easy to restart the race and minimal negative consequences to restarting the race, if you are, averse to even that much of a challenge, you can literally just rewind time and take that turn better. I do it all the time. So yeah, it's probably another reason why I don't lose too many races. Number 9, the game loans the player cars for the playlist races. Those quest races that I mentioned before will loan you a car that's themed off of whatever the race is, and these playlist races are actually pretty cool. I don't have another place to talk about it in this list. The playlist races give you like some cool history. I don't care about car history, but I do care about knowing things, and so like I'm okay if the game wants to drop some knowledge on me while I'm racing. But like if it's for example, there was a Porsche playlist that I finished not too long ago, and so the game provides you a Porsche for every one of those races. It gives you a fair chance to succeed at them, because I think early on, maybe some players don't have very, very good cars, and maybe against the other Porsches that those playlist races are centered around, the player's car may not have a chance at winning. So it's cool that the game decides to just give you a cool car. Number 10, multiplayer is completely optional. That's for sure, because I haven't played a multiplayer race yet in this game. I am sure I would get stomped. I mean, you guys just heard me talk about how bad of a driver I am in this game. Like, I mentioned it like 3 times just now. So I am not that interested in going out and getting my butt kicked by people who are like into racing and understand how this game works and stuff. So you don't have to play this game against other racers. And sorry if that seems mean, but I'm not really trying to play this game with you guys. All right, so that's, God, I gotta go. I wrote an outro. I'm gonna read the outro. I'm gonna sound like a robot. Here we go. As usual, I'm not here to judge the overall quality of a game, just how chill of an experience the game provides. A few noteworthy detractors include intrusive, unskippable cutscene pop-ups when you level up or unlock a new car, the ugly menus that seem ubiquitous in these multiplayer games but are nowhere to be found in normal games. I'm gonna go off script again, because what's up with these like big tiles and stuff? Like, why can't they just have a list of options of things that I'm supposed to do? And a pretty poor explanation of some important details, like how to race against other people if you wanted to, how to use a custom car in a playlist race, or even what all of these activities on the map are. Still, even though those annoyances are worth mentioning in order to deliver an honest review, none of those things have kept me from relaxing with the Crew Motorfest, and I see no reason why I wouldn't continue for many hours to come. If you enjoyed this review, please press the like button, and feel free to comment any other games you'd like me to cover. As always, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there, everyone.